Okay, we're into our language. You have out your Little House on the in the Big Woods book. I keep wanting to say on the prairie because that's what I'm most familiar with, and your activity book. So, in your activity book, would you please turn to this page where it says answer the following questions and put a 7 at the top for chapter 7. Again, there are no page numbers, but it's just the next page in our packet. Okay, and put chapter 7. Great. Okay, so the chapter was called The Sugar Snow, but this, I just want us to just document what chapter we're on more than this really, until you get to the third question. The first two questions really talk about the whole book as an entirety, and then when you get to the last question, it will say what was the best part of this chapter, and then in your own words you can just say what you like best. Okay, so the first question, why don't you read that with me? What do you think was Laura Ingalls Wilder's purpose for writing this book? Go ahead and talk out loud. Nobody's going to hear you. Just start saying, what do you think? And it'll be interesting to hear when I share some ideas with you, if they match, okay? What do you think was Laura's reason? Because this is a book about her life, right? This is an autobiography. So Laura Ingalls Wilder, the author, wrote this long ago. Okay, now I happen to have an inside scoop because I heard from her myself. Actually, I went on YouTube. There are many videos, movies that they've done on Little House on the Prairie, Little House in the Big Woods, but I found one that it's, of course, they're actors, not the real people, because they didn't have movies and movie cameras back then. They didn't make movies when she was living in the big woods and on the prairie and all that. But I watched a little movie that they made, and this is what she said. And how do they know she said this? Because she also wrote some more books about her life. And so I'm going to play that for you. Actually, I recorded a whole little segment of it. So when you're finished with this, what you'll do next, and I'll upload it to my YouTube channel, it will be entitled something like Video, True Story of Laura Ingalls Wilder. And it's just a little piece of her life. She looks to be probably about 15 years old at that point, and at that point they are living on the prairie. They've left the big woods and they have moved to the prairie, and so there's just a little segment of what her life was like on the prairie. And then toward the end of it, you hear her saying why she is right now. Remember, she didn't start writing these until she was in her 60s. So she didn't write these as a young girl. She wrote them when she got older. She was about my age, a little younger. So I wrote down what she said. So I will share that and you could copy it. There were a couple things that were said in the movie. She said that writing these books was the only way I could grasp on to the people I loved. Now, when she wrote the books, I believe Mary, her sister, had passed away. I think I'm right about that. I could be wrong, but I know her parents had passed away. So she said her memories, bringing back her memories and her experiences in her life was the only way she could hold on to those people that she loved. And another thing that she said was she wrote these books because she needed to make time stand still. And in writing it, she went back into her life, and it was almost like she got to relive it all over again. She got to be a little girl again. She got to be a young woman again. So I will write both of those things. You can copy them both or pick your favorite, but this is why Laura Ingalls Wilder herself said why she wrote these books about her life. She said, it was the only way and she wrote this in her autobiography about herself, it was the only way I could grasp means to hold on to, but she used the word grasp, onto the people I loved. Grasp onto the people I loved, she said. So loved usually means it's in the past. You could still love people after they have passed away, but she more actively loved them while they were still alive. So it was the only way I could grasp or hold on to the people that I loved. It was like they were back with her again. And another one was, and I remember how I told you we never start a sentence with because, so that's why I'm going dot, 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 lowercase, because we're starting in the sentence. I needed to make time stand still because I needed to make time stand still. I mean, don't you ever wish that when you're having a really good time, like you're on a great vacation, you're in Disneyland, you're in Hawaii, you're on the beach, you're taking a hike, it's your birthday party, something that you're just like, best day ever. Kennedy will say that for anything. Best day ever. You just want that to last, don't you? You don't want it to go away. You want it to you want time to just stand still. You want to still do all the things you're doing, but you don't want it to end, right? So that's kind of what she was saying. So copy them both, copy one of them. It looks to me like you have time to copy both. She did say both of those things. Listen for them in the movie that I send to you, okay, in the little short part of the movie. Listen to when she says, it was toward the end, she steps outside of their house, outside of their cabin, and she says these things. So we're going to go on. You can go back and copy this. The next one says, which character would you choose to be your friend? Would it be Pa, Ma, Mary, Laura? So you decide. That's not for me to decide. I would want to be friends with, because blah, 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 blah. And the last one, what do you think was the best part of chapter 7, the sugar snow? Was it when she got to taste that brown sugar is what we would think of it as? Or what was the best part, do you think? So you kind of have to go through your chapter 7, flip through there and see what you think, okay? So that when you finish this page, then go ahead. The next video I'm going to upload will be that little clip from The Real Story of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Remember, these are actors and they are playing the part, but they're playing it based on the stories that Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote. So they really happened and they're really true. They're just actors, okay? Okay, so enjoy yourselves and I will see you later for science, all right?